FTX founder, a young billionaire and one of the most successful CEOs, Sam Bankman-Fried, is an inspiration for many. Despite being so rich, Bankman-Fried spends most of his time working relentlessly while living in a rented place with less than 4 hours of sleep each day, and that too in his workspace. No splurging on parties or vacations, while managing and multitasking work on 6 screens. Although it is not easy, but when you're one of the youngest billionaires in the world, it makes sense to want to keep building your net worth for the future. And achieving that is not so simple. It requires immense amount of hard work and dedication, with little to no sleep, no care for food, and forgetting all the luxuries for the sake of achieving your goals. And that is why today's video is based on the lifestyle of Sam Bankman-Fried. Currently worth US $22.5 billion thanks to FTX, a Hong Kong-based futures exchange he founded that allows users to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. Bankman-Fried has lived a life of simplicity and philanthropy. So how did he build his wealth? Where does he spend it? And what made him decide to give back? Let's rewind and start from the beginning. Bankman-Fried was born to Barbara Fried and Joseph Bankman, 2 professors from Stanford Law School in the US. His mother teaches law, economics, and philosophy, while his father teaches tax policy. Despite growing up in a household run by educators, Bankman-Fried hated school. At around 7th or 8th grade, he admitted to his mother that he found school so boring that he was gonna die. His parents then arranged for him to join maths camps for the summer, which honed his problem-solving and managerial skills. After high school, Bankman-Fried decided to get a degree in physics at MIT, a decision that was decided by a flip of a coin, with Caltech as the other option. There, he joined a group house called Epsilon Theta, where he would stay up all night playing games with friends. In his second year at university, Bankman-Fried discovered effective altruism, which is a philosophy that aims to build a better world by taking action based on research. Of its many teachings, Bankman-Fried believes in earning to give, the goal of which is to earn as much money as possible so that one can give it away generously to selected causes. It was this teaching that guided Bankman-Fried's eventual path to wealth. When faced with the decision about whether to work for the Center of Effective Altruism or at the Wall Street firm Jane Street Capital, Bankman-Fried eventually chose the latter, believing that he would be able to do more good by donating part of his income from the high-paying job. Staying true to his beliefs, he used his earnings to donate to animal welfare causes and other organizations he stands for. He estimates that he has already donated between $50–100 million to causes such as the fight for animal welfare, combating neglected tropical diseases, and reducing global warming. During that time, Sam Bankman observed large variations in price between the online platforms where people can buy and sell crypto money, and took advantage of the gaps by buying and selling digital assets at very high frequency. The difference in prices in 2018 was 5–25% between American and Japanese exchanges, he said, which meant that simply by moving assets from one platform to another, he could make money. The young entrepreneur created a cryptocurrency investment fund, Alameda Research, moved to Hong Kong, and then launched FTX with Gary Wang, who is now the platform's chief technology officer. In an interview, Bankman-Fried admitted that his biggest mistake was not joining cryptocurrency earlier. According to the interview, his friend Gary Wang developed a Bitcoin arbitrage bot as early as 2013. Bankman-Fried thought that it was interesting, but did not work together with Wang until 2018, when they founded FTX together. FTX was one of the largest exchanges in the Eastern world in 2019, and as of today, it averages $10 billion of daily trading volume. Bankman-Fried's company FTX has a policy of donating 1% of its revenue to charity, and he was one of the largest CEO donors to Joe Biden in the 2020, donating roughly $5.2 million to his presidential campaign. Just like many other billionaires, such as Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, he has said he plans to give away most of his wealth during his lifetime, primarily to various charities of his choice. Speaking about his lifestyle, during the early days of FTX, beds were a luxury that Sam Bankman-Fried couldn't afford. The former trader spent most nights sleeping under his desk in Hong Kong while launching a then obscure trading firm. At that time, most Americans had never heard of FTX. Even most Bitcoiners had never heard of FTX, an exchange that focused on professional trading products like derivatives. Fast forward 1 year, flush off a $420 million round of fundraising. FTX is now worth an estimated $25 billion, and Bankman-Fried is one of the richest and most powerful people on the planet. That doesn't seem to have changed the man. He still eats when it seems appropriate for the given day, which sometimes means 3 p.m., sometimes 3 a.m. He remains a vegan for humanitarian reasons, and he still reaches for his beloved Oreos. Sam Bankman-Fried is not your average billionaire. He is a unique personality who has a deep and genuine concern for the state of humanity. The Center for Effective Altruism is an organization that changed his life. Although he was only employed there for 2 months, he learned the importance of giving to have a positive impact on the world around us and our fellow man. One of his life goals is to donate funds to help provide safeguards for the long-term future of mankind. He shared in an interview that he plans to donate the majority of his wealth to organizations that help to further this cause. He believes that funneling funding into worthwhile and impactful organizations, he is doing his part. He doesn't feel the need to be the person actively involved in effecting change, but he does feel strongly that providing the funds to help worthy organizations make a difference toward the betterment of the world is enough. He is a very giving and humanitarian soul who is in a good position to help others make a difference, and he's laser-focused on regulation. Earlier in the year, Bankman-Fried spent 5 hours a day personally dealing with regulatory issues, and he expects regulation to loom over 2022. It's a messy world, and there are 195 countries out there, he says. Each one is separately exploring what their regulatory framework will look like. We're trying to stay abreast of all of them. To put it simply, FTX serves as a portal to the crypto world. With the click of a button, a curious investor can turn dollars into Bitcoin, Dogecoin, or Ether. It's as simple as buying paper towels from Target, except that the value of a digital asset can be wiped away overnight amid the types of market gyrations that have sent cryptocurrency prices crashing over the past month. In the United States, crypto exchanges occupy a regulatory gray area. It remains unsettled whether the tokens are securities, commodities, or something else entirely. Mr. Bankman-Fried has been pitching a regulatory structure with expanded authority for the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which is smaller and less aggressive than the Securities and Exchange Commission and has traditionally been more sympathetic to the crypto industry. FTX is headquartered in the Bahamas partly because 80% of its $1.1 billion in global revenue stems from a trading instrument that remains illegal in the United States. On the FTX platform, investors can borrow money to make enormous bets on the future prices of cryptocurrencies, leading to potentially astronomical gains or catastrophic losses. These kinds of risky trades are hugely popular worldwide. Regulation is what drove FTX to move its headquarters from Hong Kong to the Bahamas, because Bankman-Fried says the islands have a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto, and very few countries have that. Bankman-Fried sees overregulation as the biggest risk to Bitcoin. He views a hard ban as unlikely but acknowledges risk in a soft ban. As for regulation in 2022, Bankman-Fried predicts there will almost certainly be some type of stablecoin regulation because there's a lot of noise around it, and there's a lot of will for it, such as periodic audits of what's backing the tokens, that could have merit. Like the Winklevoss twins, Bankman-Fried views regulation in the US as inevitable and even useful, telling CNN that the strongest version of the crypto industry is one that does have regulatory oversight. Mr. Bankman-Fried now lives in the Bahamas, where taxes are almost nil. He defends his choice of location by the fact that it is one of the few countries that has a comprehensive licensing regime for cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency exchanges. In media appearances and on Twitter, Sam Bankman-Fried has been a vocal advocate for smoother access to the crypto market for the general public, particularly in the United States. Cryptocurrencies have faced withering criticism over the argument they contribute to Earth's catastrophic warming because their extraction process requires so much electricity, which can come from fossil fuels. Bankman-Fried said he believes the process of creating the cryptocurrency, as well as the transactions, will increasingly be done using renewable energy. Bankman-Fried's philosophy is as follows. He will donate his entire fortune to altruistic causes, except for the 1% that allows him to live comfortably. He doesn't like frills, he drives a Toyota Corolla, and in a recent interview, he commented, "By spending money too soon, you run out of really effective ways to make yourself happier. I don't want a yacht." The reality is that to date, the young billionaire has only donated 0.1% of his fortune, approximately $25 million, and so far could be described as one of the least charitable billionaires. When questioned about this, Bankman-Fried defends himself by saying that he sees donations as a long-term goal. Donations or no donations, Bankman-Fried is one of the definitive players in the crypto world. What are your thoughts about it? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching.